with Dev and Monkey.
Thank you, Matt. It's time to get into the final map of the day. Fnatic and Oddity, choose your side, choose your colors, because it is time to see who goes to the semifinals against Fury. This is the match we've all been waiting for, and it's coming to a close.
It has been a back and forth, hasn't it? 7-5, 7-4. You can't really get too much closer. You probably can, 7-5, 7-5, but you can't get that much more close, can you? And Oddity banning out the Nomad.
Nomad is incredibly powerful on Consulate in particular for holding those flanks, and Fnatic love to flank. This is a map where you'll often see Fnatic gathering their information and going for double flanks. That's just such a cliche Fnatic thing to do. Now, the thing is, when we identify cliche Fnatic things to do and they come in, switch out a player, completely change their play style, well, how much is that prep really going to be useful? Difficult to make these calls before the match starts. So Oddity coming in, the prep is called to them that they're going to ban these operators. When it gets into the server, it's a whole different beast.
Yeah, and we did see, of course, you know, talking about those flanks reminds me of how Villa went down, right? With Magnet being able to pull off those long flanks and doing a lot of damage.
Yes, and look, I sure hope that we see a better performance from Oddity on their attacks watching flanks than we did on Villa. They will bring the gridlock, so an alternative flank watch operator. Looks like it's the basement picked up first for the Fnatic side. We can often see, we often see a Thermite picked, right? Straight out of the gate.
Yes.
To attack Garage, because you don't know that they're going to be Garage first. Maybe more often than not, they're going to be Console Office. But you need that Thermite there just in case they do go Garage. But we're heading into this round with only one hard breach available.
Habana, so that kind of tells us that they're maybe either going to be going for a backside push from the spiral, or perhaps they really weren't expecting Fnatic to go here first.
When you only have a Hibana attacking Garage, you really have to make some decisions. You have to decide, are you going for that repush like you said, or if you want to push Garage, how many X-Karas are you gonna commit to Garage? Because if you commit 3 to making a sprintable hole, then you can't open any of the hatches. There are 2 hatches. If you want to open, say, a vaultable hole, and then an extra angle so you can, say, cover pipes, that's another option. But you don't have this great wide open hole where you can cover all the positions in Garage, and you're likely to see Fnatic play more aggressively inside of the Garage if that's the case. Once Fnatic realize that there's only one hard breacher on board, if they do realize, that might change the story for how Fnatic want to defend this.
I really think Oddity have been caught off guard by this first choice bomb site. Dev, would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand why Oddity would deliberately bring only a Hibana when attacking basement. So my only assumption is that they were expecting top floor, which means straight out of the gate, Fnatic are bringing Oddity a surprise, something they weren't expecting.
Surprise.
Doesn't look like there's any wall denial for Fnatic. Potential mute jammers shouldn't be too much trouble to deal with. In fact, we will see a vaultable hole opened. Actually, that might be crouchable. Difficult to tell from this angle. To enter the Garage. The third one's still saved. This is going to be an immediate grenade, potentially, to try to open up a position on White Van.
Well, I'm thinking that Oddity might just be going for a simple push in and plant, because that looks like what they might be setting up for.
Hugely risky, especially if you don't deal with those Maestro cameras. Very common to put Maestro cameras on the ground, underneath, or just right next to the black car in the White Van, because they can shoot the feet of any player who's planting or inside a Garage, but much more difficult to actually eliminate and get an angle on.
Vast throws out the grenade, and he's going to find Rizraz. I could see that coming, Dev.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
No Jaeger is a big problem here for Fnatic.
Still a lot more work to be done for Fnatic. They're starting to read into Oddity's push. It's going to be a violin, surely. Fnatic are ready for it. That's denying the plants.
Hello?
But eventually traded out. No more Maestro cameras. Spectre, though, going big. Vast has found 3 so far, but it's a 2 versus 2 now with Todd on the floor. Virtue coming back to side. It's all on him to clutch this round out. Does a bit of damage, but he's closed out. And Oddity come out of the gate swinging with no Thermite to take a Garage attack.
Simple strat. Open up, walk on in. It was...
I think they were as surprised as we were that that worked.
I think the lack of Jaeger is really what was the thing that hamstrung Fnatic there.
Yeah, it's so rare that you actually see a default anchor position being able to be grenaded without clearing out ADSs, right? But
still no Jaeger.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard call, right? Because there are so many different operators you can utilize on your defense. So many powerful ones that are not banned. Maestro, Mira, for example, and we're going to see both of them whipped out here. I wonder, though, later in the round, or maybe... Yeah, okay, here we go. Teller's Archives. I was about to say. Yeah, so Teller's Archives is the new bomb site, the split bomb site.
Yep.
Not many teams like it in ANZ, with the exception of Fnatic. They often take this. So I've got to say, it's up to Oddity. The onus is on Oddity to have botted this one and figured out a way to take Fnatic's defense.
It's one of those ones that it's kind of like you're taking a risk as the defenders, right? You're taking the risk that you're going to be able to execute it perfectly and that Oddity aren't going to throw any spanners in the way. Because as soon as one thing goes wrong, that bomb site is impossible to recap.
It's true. You have to be very vigilant, have plant denial prepared. The thing about this bomb site is, realistically, you have to take control of 3 floors at once. You need presence downstairs in Archives, because that's the bomb site, and also from that position you can deny a plant anywhere in Tellers. But, well, if you lose the top floor admin, then you're going to lose Visa as well. So you have to hold the top floor, hold the bottom floor. Maybe you don't need to hold the middle floor, but bit of a sandwich situation. So we will see a likely very spread defense from Fnatic.
And look how much prep they're doing, Fnatic. They are opening up a lot of holes. There's a lot of work that goes into a bomb site like this.
Also a lot of work that goes into attacking a bomb site like this, because with this level of preparation from Fnatic, you can't leave a stone unturned if you're Oddity. Yep, and it looks like it's actually going to be an admin attack. Usually we see a west side garage attack for this bomb site, but Oddity are going to be featuring this top floor primarily. Problem is, from their perspective, even if they clear out top floor and try to plant middle floor, there's no real safe place that they can plant in that Teller's bomb site where they can't be C4'd or taken out from below.
Yeah, you see teams try and plant on desks and such, but they get tossed up through the floorboards right into your lap, basically.
Yeah, not a lot of... I don't have full confidence yet that Oddity's going to be able to make this work on this bomb site.
You know, I think if you can, like, kind of make sure the whole place is blanket thatched so they can't gather the information exactly where you're planting, that might be one way to go about it, Dev.
I want to see Oddity push into the bomb site, deny that information, and then bait out the C4s. Don't actually go for the plant straight away. Wait for those C4s to come flying through, and then go for the actual plants.
And that's when we say they're boned, aren't we?
I think that Fnatic are going somewhat for a bit of a loose roam, looking to go for that flank retake kind of scenario, rather than just relying on that plant denial. Vaz, he's not sure if he wants to use his grenades on destroying this Maestro camera. He's going to call over God Legion. He's going to destroy it with the lifeline. It's a nice bit of information gathering, and Visa denied.
Yeah, beautiful teamwork from the two. So 50 seconds on the clock, and Oddity are in a great position to start the push, but it's going to come down to those 10 seconds where they try and plant, isn't it, David? The whole round is going to be decided then.
And if that one piece of plant denial comes out, you can't open that, Vaz. One piece of plant denial comes out in the last 10 seconds, that means the round. There'll be a push into the bomb site now, but there's still Virtue in here. Todd spots him out, can't land that shot. There is a trade, though, from God Legion. 18 seconds to go. Oddity start forcing this plant down, but Fnatic still have the numbers advantage. Where is this plant denial starting to come forth? Rizraz still playing below. Rizraz going for the C4. That should not deny the plant. Surely Red can't make this happen.
Wow.
And the plant goes down. 3 versus 3 on the retake for Fnatic.
There is pretty much no chance for Fnatic here. It's the hardest bomb site to retake on this map. They're just going to sit at range here. Oddity, Fnatic, they're going to have to, well, pull off something miraculous if they want to get back in.
Time to dig deep. Redland has a great position, but he's lit, and he knows he doesn't want to take that gunfight. Gets nice and safe. Vast on site. Information gathered onto him. He's taken out. Redland doesn't have a great way to cover this diffuser, though. He starts to push on in. Vinny tries to take out that player, but there are too many. He gets one. 1 versus 2 here for Lusty. He can find one, but there's one player left. Redland has to deny this plant. There's no time for Lusty, and that's going to be the round for Oddity. He can get the kill. It doesn't even matter. Oddity take the round.
2-0 to Oddity on attack, on Consulate. What did we see earlier between Sinister and Fury? 5-1 for defense?
It's a good start for Oddity, especially because on paper we would have thought both of those rounds would have favored Fnatic. First round attacking with no Thermite, Oddity says no worries.
Yeah.
Attacking Tellers, a bomb site where, I mean, realistically, if you think about it, if not many ANZ teams do play this, then Oddity probably have a hard time finding scrims onto this bomb site. They're getting actual practice onto this bomb site. So coming up against the bomb site that Fnatic play that no one else plays, they take the win.
To be fair, Oddity were fairly lucky to get that plant down.
Yes, 100%.
It was, we both thought that it was getting denied, but, you know, just by the skin of his teeth, he got it down. But it was a close round, but as I said, like, when that plant's down, it is practically impossible. Fnatic made it close, but it's practically impossible to retake that.
They had a good effort of it, though. Last event didn't get all the kills, of course, but took a bit too much time. And now Fnatic will continue their rotation. I mean, we may well see all 4 bomb sites taken by Fnatic at some point in this matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Surely one of them they'll be successful. Console Office is a favored bomb site for most teams, really in meta.
Yes, yes.
And I've seen the way that Fnatic hold this with Magnet dancing around the yellow stairs back and forth. He's really good at this.
Yeah, yeah. He kind of has a sixth sense for when grenades are coming and where he needs to sit exactly to survive. And he's nuts with the shotgun. Magnet, I think one of his strengths is when he's holding an angle down, he's got really quick reactions to anyone coming around a corner, or him moving around the corner.
So he'll try to hold on to this position for as long as possible. This is a really execute-heavy strategy that will be required by Oddity to flush out the position of Magnet on these stairs. They'll have to waste his ADSs and throw a grenade in. Of course, Capital banned by Fnatic, which means Magnet will be nice and safe here on the stairs. He's playing an aggressive angle to kick things off. Vinity may be about to peek it. Does spot out Magnet for a moment.
Specker found downstairs. No lesion now. We can talk about the impact of Doom Mines because there's not going to be many more out.
It's an early man deficit for Fnatic. Of course, doesn't mean everything. It was the Roma. No real map control, like site control, is gained by that. But the real question mark here is Magnet and how long he's allowed to survive here on the yellow stairs.
Looks like he's interested in making his way down. Makes his way back up, of course. Drone's going to come on in. Vinny's kind of waiting for the moment to be forced. Track Stinger's going to come out, but he's going to... Oh, yeah, he shut it down. Or did he? That's
sure.
another.
I think I hear the Track Stinger start to deploy.
That's another, I think.
Magnet waiting for players. So Magnet's mobility is seriously restricted. He's being abused, and they're going to push up the stairs. He can down one. Surely can't find the second. There's the trade for Oddity. It cost a lot, but they did get it eventually.
Ooh.
Excellent play as well downstairs for Virtue to get that refrag. And Oddity have lost that control of yellow stairs already.
Yeah, there was no way Vast was surviving that, but Lusty's going to jump on out, but he's immediately traded Todd to find Virtue as well, leaving it all up to Rizraz in the 1-on-2.
With a minute left? When do you see a 1-on-2 with a minute left? Look, Rizraz has a fantastic weapon to make it happen, but Oddity, if they have drones left, this should be a round for them.
Yeah, you can 1 versus 2 peek this guy, and you should find the round. And there we go. Both drones coming out from these guys. Going to lock down the position, find out where he is, and try and trade out for the kill. But he has a bullet hose, doesn't he?
Yellow stairs is likely a death sentence for Oddity. They need to drone him out. Play smart. Play above on the skylight.
They've only got 30 seconds
push
now,
him out. The time is ticking away. Rizraz does have 4 teammates ready on cameras to call out his position. They're going to file up, and surely he finds them both. Rizraz to clutch the 1 versus 2, and Fnatic are on the board.
Fnatic find a round off the back of a Rizraz 1v2. I don't know, Dev. I'm a bit worried for Fnatic, I must say.
You reckon?
Like, yeah, that was impressive, right, from Rizraz, but honestly, if Oddity are playing, what, 5% better, it's around for them.
I want to know, what is your thought on the aggressive players? So Lusty jumping out of CEO windows. What do you think about that level of aggression from Fnatic? Is that what we want to see? Because it was a 1-for-1 trade that led them to be further in the man's deficit. It was like we were at 2v3 and then we were at 1v2 because of that play.
It's one of those questions we have to say, well, it's good when it works, but it's bad when it doesn't. You know,
But would you say that worked? Because that was a 1-for-1 trade. Was that worth it?
The fact that they got the round in the end, yes. Like it's one of those things that is very, very, very subjective.
Agreed. It's so difficult to call, but Fnatic do seem to be playing into that aggression. That roam downstairs for Virtue, making that quick reaction time for Fnatic. As soon as they realized that the play for Oddity was to push up yellow stairs to take out Magnet, refrag him, they put players in position to catch those players. Not necessarily to prevent Magnet from dying, but ensure they got that refrag. That worked out well for Fnatic. Yeah,
that was some good pinching, wasn't it? There was no way Vast was going to survive that. But, you know, Dev, I think I've got the eloquent way to say it. There is no right or wrong plays. There is only rounds won and rounds lost.
10 seconds remaining.
Fair.
That's how subjective Siege can be.
5 seconds.
So, Fnatic make their tour of Consulate, culminating in Lobby. This is the 4th and final bomb site that Consulate does offer, and Fnatic will see. Well, what have they got to show?
Are they just trying to show their depth here?
Yeah, look, it's, I think it's Fnatic saying, look, we want to keep things, we want to keep the ball rolling, keep it fresh. You know, we have a fresh lineup, fresh strategies, fresh bomb site. No need to start hammering away at something that Oddity clearly do pretty well. I think Oddity were expecting the Garage, though. They did bring the Thermite, and that's pretty much the only bomb site on this map where you really bring the Thermite for.
Yeah. As for the rest of these operators, plenty of ACOGs on the side of Fnatic here, as you'd expect, downstairs.
Especially taking that top floor, right? Holding inside of the bathroom upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Mozzie drone. Hello.
Dronesies.
Doesn't spot that one out. So what we typically see from an ACOG player, ooh, that's nice. A counter drone. And once again, they spot each other out. So what we see upstairs often from an ACOG player would be to play inside of the bathroom, hold that angle into meeting, help out whoever's playing inside a meeting. Virtue finds that pickup kill onto Todd. Not a lot of utility really that matters, because there's no really where you want a Thermite on this site that's probably likely to be Thermited.
All right. Now, frag grenade going to be coming on out. Is there a Jaeger device in there? No, it's not even going to bounce close. Enemy detected outside for how long? Where?
Hello? Specker, is that you? Yeah, I guess he gets back inside, but Lusty now exposed with the desk destroyed. Surely God Legion wins this fight. No, Lusty, how is he still allowed to stay alive? There's no refrag.
C4.
No one pushing in, and everything's going the way of Fnatic. Last man left is Vast. He can find one, but how much more damage can he do with Virtue and Lusty still alive in the top floor? It's pretty much a round over.
Yep, 20 HP to his name. Make that 5 as he's gone even lower. He is dead. Yeah, dead.
And Fnatic are equalizing. 2-2. Here, map number 3. We don't quite yet have a clue as to how this map's going to go.
Well, that was the lobby defense, right? How much happened in the lobby?
None, right?
Yeah.
But that's the nature of some of these bomb sites, right? Lobby defense is really won and lost on that top floor hold. For the most part. You might get down to some closer rounds, but the simple strategy is we're going to hold top floor and prevent them from even getting that control. That's what it worked.
If we get to the half with 4-2 being a scoreline in favour of Fnatic, do you reckon Oddity are happy with that?
I think the fact that they won't, what they won't be happy with is the fact that they lost the last 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So they'll be going into their own defensive half at a bit of a lack of momentum.
Yes.
They won the first 2 rounds, and they were very happy with themselves. You could see that, especially because there were rounds they probably shouldn't have won. On paper, coming into the start of the round, Fnatic were advantaged. Now, Fnatic have had this opportunity to start to make some adaptations. Oddity are faced with the Garage defense they have succeeded on previously, and this time they are correct in predicting that bomb site rotation from Fnatic. We'll see if Oddity can... well, I wonder, do we really see Oddity's default Garage take last time? I don't think we did.
Because now they've got a Thermite.
Yeah. So they can open up a lot more than they did previously. They can open up wider angles into Garage. They can open up one hatch and one hole in Garage if they wish.
And Fnatic have a Jaeger this time.
Yeah, true fact. Vast isn't going to be able to get away with some easy coconut kills. I expect we're actually going to see a bit of roaming. Maybe some late flanking with information gathering of Specker on the pulse and the Mozzie. We have a perfect opportunity for Fnatic to enable some of these late flanks, gain the positions of these roamers. These flank watchers, and send some roamers up to greet them.
Well, looks like this garage going to be opened up nice and early, as you'd expect. Todd's just going to send a drone in, make sure it's clear, no bandito trick. Off you go, and the second as well, Chief.
So no hatch is going to be open then by Oddity, and Fnatic may well know that. They don't predict the Hibana to be picked. It's a top floor take, just a roam clear for Oddity. As we mentioned earlier, no roamers for Fnatic, likely to be primed for that retake instead.
There's a lot of them hanging around, like towards the archives downstairs, aren't they?
And Spiral as well, ready to go up Spiral stairs as needed. You can see Specker pulsing out the position of God as he placed that Claymore down to watch the flank. Default position now would be for Oddity to head into Piano and Bathroom and Antechamber, start opening up some of the floor. We see the two-man flank happening actually right now up Visa stairs. Virtue goes up.
No cover.
No one watching this flank right now. Nomad banned by Oddity themselves.
So, is there anyone that he could potentially flank, though?
Well, it's always good to have a player in the pocket ready to go for this retake. Virtue keen on this flank. Meanwhile, collapse into the bomb site. Todd taken down, but Redland with the diffuser getting very aggressive. He's inside of Kitchen right now. Hasn't found Magnet yet. He's still inside of security. He may well lose this fight. Magnet going crazy here.
And Vinny was still out the front of Garage.
I don't know what Vinny's meant to accomplish right now, but it's not working much. Magnet eventually does fall, but so much to be done for Vinny and really nothing he can accomplish here in a 1 versus 4.
Yeah, 50 seconds to do it with. 1v3 though, Magnet's downed. Might get picked up.
I don't know how much of a difference that really makes
here.
here.
Yeah.
Players above, players below. Magnet revived. Vinny has to take this frag onto Piano. Not going to happen today, Vinny.
What?
Fnatic didn't even need that flank upstairs to secure that round.
What were they thinking? Let's just chuck the guy with the diffuser to run right into the bomb site. Not accomplish anything, not even try the plant.
So, we commended Oddity the last time they attacked this bomb site, and they did something very similar. They rushed in, and they cleared out Fnatic from the bomb site. What's the difference that time? They lost their gunfights? No, it's got to be something deeper than that.
I think it's the fact that they sent the diffuser so far in.
Yeah.
Right, like, why is he pushing into cafeteria?
There was no quick refrags. I think if you don't get that immediate refrag within the next 2 seconds, that's when you need to start getting back, going for that plant, forcing the defenders to move instead of approaching the defenders, because you're approaching a player on security who probably has info on you, who has a fantastic weapon, and who's ready to take that fight. So Fnatic have repaired the issues they had on Garage. They'll head back up top floor. Not going to retry tellers. May as well go back to safer horizons here on the console desk. Oddity, though, did get very close, if you remember. It was a 2 versus 1 that Rizraz clutched out for Fnatic, so I wouldn't count Oddity out here. They had a decent job, decent enough, right, of clearing out the yellow stairs. Maybe if they start to read into how Fnatic whittle down their numbers, Oddity could come back here. We would be looking at a 4-2 half if Fnatic take this round.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, well, defender-sided, as I said earlier, but
I don't know how much defender-sided.
Yeah.
I do feel like if Fnatic take this round and they've just won 4 in a row, I am feeling
GG.
Not necessarily GG, but I think Fnatic are going to come out of the gate swinging on their attacks. We need to see Oddity put a stop to this momentum that Fnatic have developed over the last 3 rounds.
Yep. But easier said than done. Step 1, shut down Magnet.
For sure. It's position on yellow stairs, and, well, even if it takes a long time to kill Magnet, Oddity have to be wary of players ready for that refrag, setting up elsewhere, below, get those exit frags, as Oddity finish the kill onto Magnet.
Yeah, see, here he's retreated, right? He's letting them waste all their utility, well, okay, wasting the ADSs. Trying to flush him on out, but I'm not sure if he's actually going to re-aggress over there.
Gasses out, yellow stairs, delaying time. 2 minutes left, it's a lot of time for Oddity. A drone sent in for Oddity. A lot of drones sent in. Doesn't actually clear out any ADSs that weren't already wasted. Magnet is sitting next to one at the moment in the bathroom. The gridlock charge going down as well. Magnet all alone at the moment, but doesn't seem to be that there's that much happening for Oddity to flush him out. God wants to push up the main yellow stairs, but a lot of angles he's exposed to if he does so. And getting in close quarters, Magnet's likely to win that with the shotgun.
And look how aggressive Magnet wants to get on these windows. He's rearing and ready to take these fights. Here
Getting
we go.
aggressive. Pushing down the yellow stairs. It's a 1 versus 1 here, but the grenade takes Magnet down. God Legion to finish it off. A good refrag from Lusty, but that's the key position removed on yellow stairs. Still a lot of work to be done for Oddity to retake that position. Now they've lost their own player standing there, and Lusty's still aggressive inside of the B bomb site.
It's taken them 2 minutes to clear it out. You said it doesn't matter how long it takes them to clear it out as long as they can do that. But now they need to take the next step, Oddity. They need to get a move on because time is not an infinite resource here.
And the next player who's in an aggressive position they need to deal with is Lusty. They can't just let him sit here because, well, he'll deny any push up the yellow stairs. Player gets up though, and Lusty is suddenly a lot more exposed. Where is this controller drone on Lusty though? Surely that reveals his position, and Todd, there's a beautiful crossfire. Oddity back in the game, 30 seconds, so they finally have the control that they want, and this flank is happening thick and fast. Vanity ready to cover that. Virtue suppressed backwards, and this is turned on its head.
Oh, but Virtue's going to win that fight. Rizraz also going to find Red, and that's Diffuser dropped outside, Dev.
Surely this round isn't salvageable for Oddity, and Fnatic come back in the last few moments to send us into the second half, 4-2.
Well, I did ask you, do you reckon Oddity will be happy with 4-2? And I think they're going to be kicking themselves right now. That was a round that they had in their hands. It's just they were too slow as a team. Too slow.
And they didn't have... they don't have the momentum now. Like, they've just lost 4 in a row.
Yep.
Trying to
how does
push
Virtue win
into
that?
Yeah. I think that the key there was the fact that the diffuser was dropped outside. I mean, of course, that was just Rizraz playing in connector, right? Usually, you smoke that off. You smoke off those angles from connector. That's the only way you got to get in. But I think Oddity was so focused on yellow stairs because it takes so much investment to counter Fnatic's hold on yellow stairs. By the time they actually took control, it was 1, too late, and 2, they didn't have any focus anywhere else. There was no pressure coming from a different avenue, and Fnatic knew exactly what Oddity were going to do next.
Well, let's take a look at the scoreboard here. Specker.
He's, I bet you at the start of the game he said, let's get this bread. I don't think he appreciated that he was going to get a breadstick, but still time. Still time.
Yeah, he came in hot in those first 2 maps, but this one he's been lagging a bit behind, but, you know, it doesn't matter if he's lagging behind if the team's winning.
They have so far. Oddity to kick off their defensive half will go up top. Information denial on the mute jammers. Fnatic are prepared with a lot of smoke grenades for this attack. Jackal and Gridlock both, 4 total. You can see, looks like maybe the smoke of Redland. I don't know. Redland's actually not in a position at the moment to play yellow stairs. Maybe it's Vinny who's going to start there. Really, depending on whether the attackers push yellow and try to go for a west take, or whether they decide to push admin into A and go for an east take, you want your smoke in whatever side, either yellow stairs or projector. And you don't really know at the start. It looks like for now, Fnatic going for that east take.
Yeah, try and take control of admin here. They are holding on to it with their lives here, Oddity. They've got Vinny all the way on inside. Todd also.
Some good utility as well for Fnatic to deal with these players. Going below, Todd is honestly caught in such an awkward position.
Yeah, he's dead. If he gets a frag, that's amazing.
That's really his job here. Frag grenade likely to go in. Doesn't take him down. He takes a bit of damage for it, but still kicking it.
Here comes the second.
They're going to drone it first. Just double check the situation. All you need to do is much utility and information damage as possible. Take out as many drones as they can on this admin hold. You can see Lusty is also worried about that hold below. Todd's actually gotten out of that position.
He readjusted because the window down below got opened up. So he could not commit to hard holding that. And oh, that's a great pick from Vast. He's going to find Virtue.
Good start, and Todd still aggressive inside of admin. Fnatic getting desperate, wanting to just repel inside, and indeed they do. That's Diffuser down. Magnet, sit down, says Todd. Hibana and Diffuser down on the floor in admin and still no control for Fnatic.
Oh, but there's going to be Rizraz to follow that one up. Todd finally shut down, but they've wasted 2 minutes trying to make their way into admin here, Dev.
If Oddity can consolidate now and play their smoke safely inside of A, Fnatic have very little ways of dealing with that position. They don't have the grenades to throw over the top.
Or the hard breacher.
Yeah, or the hard breacher to open up that wall from long desk. There's a lot of players as well from Oddity holding angles from the west side. They are in the numbers advantage as well. By all rights, this should be an Oddity round unless Fnatic can pull off some amazing plays.
Yeah, got to hit a few headshots, and they're not even sending someone to flank from yellow stairs, which, you know, I would have to say would be something they have to do if they want to win here.
30 seconds, an aggressive peek through long desk. Spec is caught off guard. A lot of damage dealt, and there's the finisher. A good refrag from Rizraz, but that's more. They're going to need a lot more than that if they want to close out this round. Rizraz getting aggressive. Can take out the player, potentially. No! The smoke's still allowed to live. It's just Lusty, and they know exactly where he is on this balcony. Nothing he can do other than try to get an exit frag on the rounds. That's Oddity coming into their second half, finally with another victory.
Momentum, Dev. What was that about momentum?
Well, they've regained it now. We may well be looking at a much closer game than the first half indicated.
Oh, I can feel it. It's so close, isn't it? Who's going to win this one?
Look, I'm not gonna call that.
It was rhetoric. it's like
permission not to answer.
We are right on the edge of our seats here, waiting to find out.
For Fnatic, on that admin take, they had an idea. Okay, we know our players in this corner, waste out the ADSs, go for the frag.
Yep.
As soon as that wasn't quite working for them, as soon as they got a bit stilted, it was, okay guys, let's repel in. Let's throw some stuns, throw some drones, let's head in. And that was where it all fell apart for Fnatic. When strategy a little bit fell out the window, when they didn't have an obvious answer to the problem, they decided to resort to a much riskier play. Oddity were ready to punish that.
They were trying to force it out rather than just readjust their strategy. Go to the other side of the map. Do something different.
Now Oddity try Garage with Cav. So Fnatic are bringing the Jackal.
Yep.
Again, just like they did earlier today on Clubhouse. That Cav didn't work on Clubhouse at all.
Yep.
Look, we'll see.
It's also a smaller map here, Consular.
I think it's much easier to drone out all of the positions on the map.
Yes.
And I think it's much more dangerous if Vinny does get droned out on off-site. It's much more dangerous for him to be.
He has to have the right rotates back, doesn't he?
5 seconds.
Yes, and I'm a bit skeptical on how this will play out.
Locate and defuse a bomb.
I can see the Cav working more on Clubhouse than on Consulate. But that said, we have Oddity in a position where they've just won the round. They have that momentum. Fnatic are going to be thinking a lot more about, okay, we know they did this, we know they did that. You know, the comms are a bit more cluttered. They're trying to come back rather than on the streak that they were on Clubhouse. Maybe that gives the Cav a little bit more legitimacy. Maybe that makes Fnatic a little bit more lax.
Yep.
More likely to give that oversight. Vinny doesn't have to get an interrogation or anything like that in order to make his play worthwhile. He just has to not get detected and execute a flank when it's needed most.
Or he just needs to lead them on a merry goose chase. Right, if he can waste 2 minutes, that's round 1.
But Fnatic have made some good times so far. 1 minute, got control of lobby, control of admin, taken top down. This thorough clear for Fnatic is what's likely to counter Oddity's Cav play.
Oh, what's this? What's this? Rizraz almost caught off guard, but he's going to survive with half his HP. In fact, God Legion's going to take the punishment back.
Still God allowed to play inside of Piano. A lot of information denial for Oddity, both the mute and the Mozzie. That's a good shot for Rizraz. Some revenge on the earlier damage dealt, but still this Cav allowed to roam freely upstairs.
I don't know if she's been discovered at all. Virtue is nearby in connector, and he's looking the wrong way, but Virtue, he hits those.
There's the X-Factor shutdown of Oddity. Desperate to go for some kind of flank here. Vast wants to find this pick on the spiral stairs, but he's already been taking a lot of damage. Fnatic are primed. They have a minute just over to execute here.
You know, this round is looking like it might go to Fnatic. But
Don't speak too soon, Monkey.
It's been Oddity just missing shots. And, you know, you can say whatever analysis you want, but that was what happened. Okay?
Attackers have located a bomb.
4 versus 3 now for Fnatic, but a lot of players are taking some damage. Still, though, with the garage unopened, Oddity are allowed to play more aggressive. And we'll need to see a rotate. We don't have a Thatcher, so there you go.
There's the third one.
Thermite charge finally goes down. More angles opened up into the garage, but Redland has this ACOG playing at pipes. He's actually reasonably safe until this second panel's open up, which will happen just about now.
Yep, falls further back, but he does have the cog, so he can take those long-range engagements. But, 20 seconds. Fnatic need to go.
Fnatic are in a good position, but there's just no time. This execute needs to happen, and the Maestro's still alive with still the Maestro cameras. We'll try to take one out with the grenade, but Magnet's going to be very risky here on this plant. Starts to force it down. The players from Fnatic will need to be relied upon to make this happen, but this could be denied. With the Maestro, it's just taken out. The plant goes down. There's the flank, but it's 2 versus 2 in this retake position. Todd makes it happen. It's all up to Rizraz upstairs with this vertical potential. Oddity have to make sure that this works.
Oddity don't know where he is. They need to start tapping on that diffuser or go for the 2v1 push. They haven't touched it yet. They have no idea where he is, Dev.
This peak may well work out poorly for them. They take out the first player. Rizraz clutching it out.
Once again.
In the 1 versus 2 for the second time this map. This man has woken up since what we saw from him on Villa.
Sometimes it just takes a little while for people to get on a roll.
Does, but Fnatic seem to have woken up.
Yeah.
Had some sleepy performances from some players, maybe not quite what we expected previously, but they've been stepping it up.
Thing is, though, Rizraz should have died way earlier in the round. Just, I'm going to say it, Todd Legion missed his shots as he peaked someone who was looking the opposite way.
If they had secured that kill, that's probably the round, right there.
And, you know, I think maybe Oddity should have tried to bait him out rather than go for the 2v1 peak, because that was just one after the other, right?
I mean, imagine if they just quickly sprinted across. Rizraz probably wouldn't have been able to take that fight on the initial cross, and then he wouldn't have known which side of the door they're going to peek from. I don't know. There's all kinds of ways they could have played that.
Yeah, hindsight.
But I can't say that that was a bad way to play that, because there was no perfect way to make it work, right?
Look, as I said, no wrong or right, just rounds won and rounds lost.
There was no perfect way. And look, Oddity, they have some work to do here. 5-3.
I think things are looking fairly good for their defense, though. Like, they wasted a lot of time in that last round.
It's just little things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Allowing Fnatic to confirm that plant when they started the execute with 20 seconds.
Or hitting their shots.
Yeah. Well, getting into positions where they have an opportunity to deal some serious damage and then dealing 70 damage instead of killing a player makes a huge difference.
And they're changing up to lobby.
I love lobby as a bomb site. I think it has some serious potential. We saw a victory from Fnatic defending it earlier. Of course, that top floor hold worked out wonders for them.
Attackers need to locate.
The thing about lobby is, you look at it, you're like, oh, so I can just walk in that double door and plant. Well, there are so many ways to deny that. What looks like a very simple bomb site to attack actually gets very complicated when you look at the way that defenders start to expand their hold, the ways they can deny it through the hatches from downstairs. Thank you, observers, for showing those hatches. C4s tossed up through those angles in this breachable floor inside of meeting. Very difficult to hold a plant down inside of lobby, especially early in the rounds. That said, Fnatic do have a lot of smoke grenades to deny that information from Oddity on when that plant's going down.
What do you reckon if you just get all 5 players to just run in?
I don't know.
All in a line.
Depends where Oddity is, and that's why the information gathering is so important. If Oddity have the information on what the strat is from Fnatic, they can make those rotations quickly.
Interesting to see that this is the bomb site we see the mirror brought out for.
Yeah. This mirror inside of bathroom is a nice one as well. It allows you an angle all the way onto that double door outside, so you get that information. Not really easy to take fights from that mirror window, but it does get some information. Information is the name of the game here, especially on this bomb site. It's a top floor. I expect to see a lot of contests from the attackers. We can see 3 orange silhouettes upstairs at the moment. How will Fnatic tackle this?
I wonder if they're going to try and force their way into admin once again. I don't think...
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah,
Every single round.
Oddity aren't holding on to this as hard as they did.
I'd love to see just a little... Just once. Oddity chuck a mirror window inside of admin. You know, in the break room looking into admin. Because we've seen every single time Fnatic repeats this same strategy. As soon as Oddity gives them a bit of a fight over admin, that's when things fall apart for Fnatic.
Yeah. It's like that first protocol, the beachhead that the Fnatic are taking, and sometimes it's just given up for free. What is the position Todd's playing? This is very exposed.
Completely exposed to the roof.
And the windows.
And the windows. And the spiral push.
And I suppose it's, well, he's not dead yet.
No, but I don't think Fnatic are conscious that they need to do something about that, because they do have a play on the roof. Lusty, who could quickly rotate and take him out, but a bit of lack of communication there. Maybe Magnet's going to try that out. Not sure what the play is at the moment for Fnatic. Trying to narrowly, gradually get this top floor control. Specker drops downstairs. We'll have to deal with these castle barricades. Does have one explosive left to deal with that one. Player, though, playing in Zulu. They'll lose that gunfight if they peek. Yeah,
shots ring out as soon as it's exploded, but I don't think they're going to re-peek at all.
Bomb located by attacker.
1 minute to go, though, Dev.
So the idea here for Fnatic, it seems to be they want to go for that force plant on that lobby double door. They have the diffuser rotated over there. They're watching Specker in Visa to prevent any kind of a flank attempt, run out from Visa. And this push upstairs, or this angles upstairs that can deny the plant spot. I think Magnet's job on the top floor balcony is to deny that. If he's upstairs, then he prevents anyone from playing inside a projector and denying through the floor. But there's only 25 seconds left for this push to come through.
Oh, smoke's down, and that's caused them to throw out 1 C4. There's Todd to find Magnet, however. They're going to force their way in to try and plant here. Virtue with the diffuser on board. Going to go and sit himself in the corner. Where's the cover? Here we go. Vinny's getting close, but Lusty, Rizra, Specker all chime in with kills, and Fnatic win the round with a flurry of frags.
We're on match point, Fnatic, everybody. We are so close to sending Fnatic to the semi-finals after 3 maps.
That snuck up on me, I must say.
Gone the full distance. And that could have gone either way. After Magnet was killed upstairs, I thought potentially Oddity had a player ready to deny this through the floor. In fact, it was a bit surprising to see Todd go for a run out, jump outside of admin window instead of using the holes above, because he could have easily denied that plant position, unless there was something I missed.
Yeah, it was definitely very close, and it got to that situation where Oddity just felt like they had to just throw bodies at it, and we saw those frags calm down on the kill feed.
We've seen bigger comebacks than this before in the past. 3 consecutive rounds are needed for Oddity to push us to overtime, and Fnatic got to be feeling in their element here. They have had a bit of a revival. It was a tough slog on Villa, and we saw a great form of Oddity. And Fnatic had their mistakes. They showed them on Clubhouse too, but here on Consulate, for the most part, it's consistent. If we think about what Oddity's round wins have been, well, that first attack they won on Garage, right? That was a bit of a scare strat. Just rush in through Garage, clear out sight. On to Tellers, that was just by the skin of their teeth they won that one.
Yep.
And then their top floor Consulate defense as well. Well, they don't get to get that one. They don't get to defend that often. They get to do it now, right?
Well, Fnatic were beating their head against Stone Walls.
Admin, yeah, true. So maybe Oddity win this one, right? Maybe Oddity win this round, because this is where Oddity have won in the past. It's their only defense win so far. And Fnatic know that they really struggle to take admin. But let's say, okay, this round goes Oddity 6-4, match point Fnatic, and this bomb site is locked.
Yeah.
This is such a hard place to crawl back from for Oddity.
Well, I'm going to see a similar strat. I don't think Todd's going to be able to survive as easily as he did once again. Here we go, flashbangs, surely frags. There we go. That was smooth. That was a complete change from what we saw in the first time.
Everything from Fnatic, the intention was identical to before, but the execution just hit the nail on the head. Didn't miss and hit the thumb. Oddity now going to be reeling after that one. I thought, well, damn it. The reason why we won this round last time was we held on to admin for a lot longer than that.
Yep.
And now, it's a real challenge for Oddity. They don't have a lot of ability here, I think, to put a brick wall in front of Fnatic for this push. There's so much time for Fnatic to work with. Fnatic are being so vigilant on their droning, their information gathering. God Legion's still on yellow stairs, but if Fnatic are going for an A site take onto meeting, then they don't really have to worry about that position. That thermite charge ringing out inside of admin. Top of Visa stairs, allowing Fnatic a long angle all the way into the A bomb site.
Well, this is looking dangerous for Oddity. Man down. Fnatic in the ascendancy here.
Located a bomb.
So much on the line here for Fnatic, and Oddity, at their LAN debut, they had such high hopes. And they came out with such a good performance on Map 1. Map 2 kept it close. Map 3 here. We don't want to see a fire sizzle out like this for Oddity. We need to see a resurgence. But Fnatic look to be a storm that's too fast and too hard to bear.
Two-man advantage now, Fnatic. 45 seconds, and they've got bomb site access, Dev. This is looking dire. Oddity need a Hail Mary.
So many smokes for this execute too for Fnatic. They can smoke off long, they can smoke off connector, they can jump inside, get the plant down. It's just a breath away for Fnatic. Smoke's coming out. Holding long, Specker. Maestro knows he needs to peek this. Specker's going to play the angle safely, but Virtue takes down Vast. Just 2 players left for Oddity. Where is the plant denial? God Legion is below, and he takes him down! That's the plant denial. This turns it on its head for Oddity. Suddenly, this is doable, but it's all up to God Legion. Can Fnatic force down this plant? God Legion has a C4. He can find this kill. Can he deny the plant? A C4 thrown up. Will it get the kill? The plant going down. God Legion in this retake. 3 players
he's gone the
still
wrong
up.
way.
He's going to get taken down. No, he gets that gunfight. It's a 1 versus 2 in this post plant. But Fnatic won't get caught off guard, and they take this into the semi-finals.
So close. If he'd just gone the other way, we would be looking at next round, Dev. But that was not to be. The juggernaut of ANZ continue on through with a rather big challenge in Oddity here.
And all of our doubts have been sundered here as Fnatic make a comeback, bounce back here, and it takes 3 maps to get the job done, but we know the boys in orange, they make the job done.
Well, all smiles, all handshakes. I really thought Oddity were going to do it, Dev.
It was not their time.
I'm a bit heartbroken.
I'm sure that many people are, but at the same time, it would be heartbreaking to not see Fnatic.
Yeah, that's true.
In our semi-finals and grand final.
I was just on that underdog story, you know, choo-choo train.
We've had quite a few of those today, haven't we? Acme got so close.
Yeah.
Didn't close it out.
It's the day of close but no cigar, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is. And that's 4 out of 4 of our semi-finalists being the LAN experience teams. No underdog stories here.
Well, I think, what do we think? Specker, have our doubts been assuaged here?
Pretty good, yeah. I think it was good chemistry. The roles seem to be working. Obviously, Magnat had a great day on his new role.
Yep.
For the defense, it didn't change hugely, but yeah, he seemed to be working out well. And yeah, I think everyone has put in their hat in the ring for Fnatic. Everyone is contributing, whether that's supportively with their drone, information gathering, preset drones. Everyone is just giving their best here, and that's what really is making the dream work.
I think this is a reminder of the pedigree that Fnatic have, right? They are able to, you know, 1 week after having such a terrible performance at the major, come back, change one of their players in for their substitute, or sixth core, and completely, you know, show up against a squad like Oddity, which have been, you know, yes, poor results lately, but also they're kind of been in the ascendancy as well.
Matt Andrews is going to talk to the one and only Magna on stage. We can't wait for it, so go and take it away, please, Matt.
You hear that, Magnet? They can't wait for us. Let's give them that. Thank you, Dev. Ladies and gentlemen, our last semi-finalists, they are Fnatic. But as we've been doing all day long here, and I know it is unusual, but I think it's absolutely essential, we have to give our respect and our applause to the fallen team of Oddity. Every single game today has been fought to the death like this, and every time we've done an interview on stage with whoever it's been, I've always seen the other teams giving the respect to the team they beat, and you're doing it there, Magnet. I'm not at all surprised. I know you well. I know you would do that, but that was a fight.
Sure was.
You were expecting one?
Yeah, of course. Oddity are a really good team. They are really good at sort of counter-strating the team they're going to play, so if you give them some time, they will do really well.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the desk earlier on. I don't think you guys would have heard, but we said if there's any counter-stratting going on here, it looks like Oddity have done it. Maybe this has been a day where counter-stratting hasn't been that kind of a big thing, but looks like Oddity prepared for you, and it was going well.
It definitely was. I think on our part, we were just focusing on ourselves coming onto this tournament, not really on their part. But yeah, they definitely counter-strike us pretty well in some rounds.
So, we have to say and talk about Fnatic have dropped off a bit. Now, I know you guys, I've seen you guys, we know each other well, so I think I can say that to you, and I think you can agree with that. It hurt a lot of people, obviously, from this region and the wider APAC region when we saw you guys at the Major, and I know that hurt you guys too. Here, this tournament's important, right? You know that if Fnatic don't do well here, in fact, let's be straight about it, if Fnatic don't win this thing, you know, internationally, that raises questions, don't you?
It definitely does. We're definitely using this as more of a sort of building up the team, our new team right now. However, we always strive to go to international lanes, so we're definitely focusing on Pro League a lot more.
Say a new team there. Yeah, let's talk about Specker being on board.
Specker is a great fragger. He just needs some time to adjust. He just needs some time to learn how to play at a really, really high level. It's mainly just listening to call-outs. I can't explain it all, but hey, he just needs more experience. That's basically it.
Okay, all right. We were talking about how it seems there's a race between him and Virtue as to who can put the bodies down, and we know they were talking about that backstage. You put 19 down in the first map, which you didn't win. Like, I mean, dropping bodies, Magnet, how did you do that?
With Maestro's LMG because it's got 82 bullets. But yeah, I mean, if I'm on 19 and Jake's on 2, like, what are you doing, Virtue? Come on.
You hear that, Virtue? Step up, Virtue. He's not listening. We'll make sure he finds out. So tomorrow, we get you in the semi-finals. I know you're absolutely thrilled to be there, and I know you want to win this whole thing. You know who you're facing. We saw it earlier on. It's a pretty tasty team to have a scrap against.
We're making it to the finals.
Semi-finals are just done then. Well, we'd like to see one, though, I think. We will enjoy it when we do, and maybe into the finals as well. Congratulations, Magnet. Pleased to see you guys. A lot of support, of course, for Fnatic here at the MEO. Commiserations to Oddity. Another incredible game. We've had them all day long, but it is Fnatic who get there for tomorrow. Well done.